the Syrian political landscape has been dramatically reshaped, altering the region's dynamics. After decades of authoritarian rule under Bashar al-Assad, his regime has crumbled, leaving a trail of destruction and chaos. Rebel forces spearheaded by the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham now control Damascus, marking a significant shift in power. A transitional government is taking shape, but uncertainty clouds Syria's future, with many questions left unanswered. This abrupt power shift has created a dangerous vacuum, leading to widespread instability. Concerns are rising about the security of Syria's substantial military assets, which are now vulnerable. Weapons stockpiles, including advanced missile systems, could fall into the wrong hands, posing a significant threat. This instability has alarmed neighboring Israel, which is closely monitoring the situation. Israel views extremist groups operating within Syria as a direct threat to its national security. The potential for these groups to acquire advanced weaponry is a nightmare scenario for Israeli security, heightening tensions. In response, Israel has taken decisive military action, launching a series of airstrikes and naval attacks targeting Syrian military capabilities, aiming to neutralize potential threats. Israel has confirmed a series of targeted strikes against Syria's naval fleet. These attacks focused on the ports of Latakia and Al-Baida, inflicting significant damage on Syrian naval capabilities. Visual evidence, including verified videos, shows the destruction at these ports. The attacks targeted a range of vessels, but the most strategically significant were Osa-class missile boats. These boats were armed with anti-ship cruise missiles. Their destruction represents a major blow to the Syrian Navy's ability to project power. Israel's actions demonstrate a clear objective. They seek to eliminate any potential threat posed by the Syrian Navy. By neutralizing these vessels, Israel aims to prevent them from being used by hostile actors against its interests in the eastern Mediterranean. The naval strikes are just one element of a much larger Israeli air campaign. Hundreds of airstrikes have been conducted throughout Syria, targeting a wide array of military assets. Airfields, military vehicles, and anti-aircraft systems have been hit. Arms production sites, weapons warehouses, and ammunition depots have also been destroyed. Even sea-to-sea missile systems have been targeted. The scope of these strikes is vast, representing perhaps the most extensive military action undertaken by Israel in its history. Israel's objective is to create a sterile defense zone in southern Syria. By degrading Syria's military infrastructure, Israel aims to prevent cross-border attacks and limit the transfer of weapons to hostile groups. Section 4. Ground operations in the buffer zone, a show of force. In a significant escalation, Israeli ground forces have entered the demilitarized buffer zone between Syria and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, a move that has not been seen in decades. This is the first such incursion in over 50 years, signaling Israel's determination to secure its borders and assert its military presence in the region. While Israel insists this is a temporary defensive measure, the move has drawn international condemnation from various countries and organizations. The Golan Heights have been a point of contention for decades, and this latest action has inflamed tensions in the region, raising concerns about potential conflict. The buffer zone was established in 1974 as part of a disengagement agreement between Israel and Syria, aimed at reducing hostilities. Its violation by Israeli forces raises serious questions about the future of this agreement and the potential for further escalation, with experts warning of unpredictable consequences. Section 5. International response and the uncertain future of Syria. The international community has expressed deep concern over Israel's actions, which have sparked widespread condemnation and calls for immediate intervention. Turkey, a key player in the region, has condemned the incursion into the buffer zone, labeling it a blatant violation of sovereignty and a threat to regional stability. The United Nations has called for a halt to all military operations, urging all parties to return to the negotiating table to find a peaceful resolution. Other countries, including Egypt, have denounced the strikes as violations of international law, emphasizing the need for adherence to global norms and human rights. The potential for these actions to further destabilize the region is a major worry for the international community, which fears a spillover of violence into neighboring countries. Adding to the complexity is the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Syria, where millions are displaced and in dire need of assistance. The power vacuum has exacerbated an already dire situation, leading to increased suffering and instability. Thousands of detainees are unaccounted for, raising fears of human rights abuses and the potential for further atrocities. The security of chemical weapon stockpiles remains a major concern. with the risk of these weapons falling into the wrong hands. The combination of political instability and military action has created a dangerous and unpredictable environment, making it difficult to foresee a clear path to peace. The international community must work to address the humanitarian crisis and prevent further escalation of the conflict through coordinated efforts and sustained diplomatic engagement. The future of Syria and the stability of the region hangs in the balance, dependent on the actions taken by global leaders in the coming months.